It's currently 10:30 p.m. and I'm currently working to finish the Beaker polystyrene drawing. I've been working on the last part, the shoes, throughout the day. Pretty much since getting up. Well, technically, I started working on it around 10 in the morning, and I think I got up somewhere between 7:30 and 8:30 in the morning. That's when I got up from my bed. But it was around 10 in the morning when I started working on finishing this polystyrene drawing. While also working to complete some task sets on Alvinar, and then also spending a bit of time, some time on Dragon Lord, in order to get a head start on Game Hag's second and third tasks for that game, since there's only so much I can do on that game. To get the experience I need to level up. At least easily. And I think by the time I was done with Dragon Lord, it was about noon or so, maybe 11 in the morning at the earliest. Around 8:30 in the morning, I had 2 slices of my leftover pizza. The one Dad got for me from Salvatore's the other day. The black olive and broccoli one with a pesto base. There were more slices after the 2. Which I only microwaved for. I only microwaved the 2 slices I had for 45 seconds because one slice was pretty small, where for 2 regular slices I would have done a minute. Since when it comes to pizza, I have a 30 seconds per slice rule. From my experience at least, optimal temperature. After the 2 slices I had around 8:30 p.m., there were more slices of my pizza, but I decided to save them for Dad. Opting instead around 1:15 p.m. to have essentially to have the rest of the Cheetos cheese puffs that Dad's friend Sean gave to us the other day with the chicken phenomenal bowl, microwavable bowl that Mom gave to us. When Dad picked me up the other day. The chicken phenomenal is pretty delicious. It's quite tasty, and preparing it is incredibly easy. Just had to open 2 content packets, put them in with the noodles. I used the sink to fill the water to the line within the bowl. Room temperature water. And then microwave the whole thing for, I recall, 3.5 minutes. Since that was the midpoint between the recommended 3 to 4 minutes. Though I ate the cheese puffs first to give time for the pho to cool a bit. In the afternoon, because Congregate recently started adding badges to their games again with a vengeance, that is starting out with a few games, but giving them an unnatural amount of badges. Such as I saw new today, they gave the old idle game, Idling to Rule the Gods, 10 badges, so I gave it a try in the afternoon. I ran it with an active tab. For 2 to 3 hours while I worked on Beaker's shoes. Then in the evening, I briefly tried Crush on Congregate. Which is essentially, I found to be another idle game. Though I only tried it out briefly. as I did a bit of work on the second Akana polystyrene drawing around 7 p.m. as a cover for the Beaker project, which is what I primarily worked on, since it's supposed to be a gift for Dad, so I don't want him to see it until it's finished. I only tried out Crush for half an hour max. I spent much of the 8:30, 10 in the morning period at times frantically doing tasks on Queensblade Limit Break, since a day resets at 10 in the morning on that game. And that's also around the time I had 2 to 3 cups from the morning pot of coffee Dad made. Dad also made an evening pot, of which I had 2 cups. Though in the case of the evening pot, he put in each cup a chocolate truffle from a box Trader Joe's that I believe either one of his friends or one of the people he delivers to gave to him as a Christmas present. And the hot coffee. The truffle technically melted, but it kept its shape until it was disturbed. It didn't really melt into the coffee, as would be expected for that. And that was what Dad was probably intending by doing that. And I couldn't really detect, probably as a result of that, much of a difference in taste. I think it was kind of just meant to be sort of an experiment. I had one of the truffles straight. Basically, little lumps of chocolate. Chocolate shells with chocolate cream inside. I think I had the evening pot maybe roughly from from 7, somewhere between 7 and 8 p.m. These are most, if not all, of the Sharpie markers I've used thus far, at least for working on the pants and then the shoes of Beaker, and then these are the Sharpie markers, most if not all, that I've used thus far for the second Akana drawing.